Cool. Good luck.
Yeah. Nice beer. We should probably do an intro.
Are you ready?
Are you kidding me? That's what?
Yeah, every so often it happens that Ryan is right.
100% right. Not even a little bit right.
Tucker Pluman, 2 points last game.
No kidding.
My man!
Hey, neither does me running shirtless, but that turned out very well.
Welcome to the PP1 podcast.
Oh, yeah! Power up. Power up.
When you were a kid, like they called it big when I was little.
That's right. We've been down this road.
Have we?
Getting big, yeah.
Go get big.
Okay, big. You never get old. You're good. I like you.
Go get big.
Like keep you around. Keep you around.
Power up. Like, what's the official term for getting
Power
the
up.
mushroom and becoming full-size Mario?
Mushroom, big man.
Go mushroom.
I don't know. Like, is there a term? Power up, I guess. Get big.
I don't know.
Get big. It must be get big. Get big.
This is my inspiration.
Welcome to the heralded PP1 podcast. Ted and Ryan are here. We're on the Hockey Podcast Network, brought to you by DraftKings. Promo code THPN. If you're gambling, use promo code THPN on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's going to help you out, but I'll tell you about that later. Speaking of gambling, this is, besides the DraftKings, this is actually for the BCLC, the sports action for British Columbia. Mm-hmm. Have you heard these ads? Like, have you listened to them on the radio or during the Canucks game or whatever?
Like I see during the game, like Sats ad.
No, like the new ones where it's like, do you know both teams playing? Then you can get, or then you can bet. It's like, that's not a good reason.
It's so funny because you see like the Tony bet, and then you see like the MGM one and like all this stuff, and it's always sandwiched in between the BCLC when they're telling you it's the only legal place to gamble.
But it's just
very confused by that.
I just find it so funny when they try to simplify it so much. Like, hey, do you know what a puck is? Then you can bet. Like, no.
Do you have a phone?
That's not good. That's probably not
anybody can bet. No, you live and play within it.
Not who you want to be marketing that to. Like, hey, do you have a credit card? You can bet. Oh, it's not good. It's not good. Probably don't want to go down that road. Like I said, welcome to the PP1 podcast. We're gonna be chatting some hockey with you, amongst other things. Vancouver Canucks mostly. Maybe Arizona Coyotes. Apparently they're pretty good right now. LA Kings have apparently set the NHL record for 11 consecutive home or road wins to start a season. They're good. And then there's our Vancouver Canucks. I really don't know what they are. I don't think you do. Maybe you do. Do you know what they are? Because I don't think I do.
I mean, they're more than what I thought they were at the start of the season. I think they're a playoff team, and I don't think they're perfectly balanced. And I think that they're still figuring it out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird. It's sort of like a little bit of that tried and true method from a Canucks perspective. That's like give up a lot of shots and let Demko bail you out, except this team is better now and it scores a bit more, so wins are more frequent. But it's better than we thought it was going to be, and it's probably a playoff team. I don't think it's like a contender like people were saying a few weeks back. No, not at all. But yeah, it's a playoff team.
It had Cinderella run written all over it to start the season. Now they're a little bit more like a real team. Just like a winning and losing team.
They're like a top 15 team.
Yeah, they're
probably
good.
Better than a top 15. They're like maybe like a top 12 team. Could see them getting like I don't know.
They're not like wild card 1. They're better than that.
No, they're probably like a 6, maybe a challenge for a 5 seed. They're gonna have some easy teams to play against next little while here.
That's true. I'm excited about that. So First big public service announcement. So I think it's going to be December the 22nd, right? I think it's what we're going to try to shoot for the Christmas show. That's kind of what I'm looking at.
Okay.
That's a Friday. That's a Friday. I don't know if a Friday is going to work. That seems like a weird day. Maybe that works. I don't know.
Probably not, but
Probably not. So maybe we'll have to do it on like, I don't know. We got our fantasy football show. We got lots to do. It'll be the week of the 18th or the 19th. That week. We'll figure out something. We'll send out the invite. Yeah, I had it in my head. The 22nd seemed to work, but I was like, oh, that's a Friday. Probably don't want to be doing this on a Friday. I don't know.
I mean, it is what it is. Whatever. It might be
A couple
fun.
days before Christmas. Yeah, we got a podcast to do. Oh, okay. That's fine. Good.
Sure.
Good
Yeah.
job,
Sure.
guys.
All right. Okay. Problem.
Did you see this tweet this week? So I know you've been
This
following
tweet this week.
the tweet about Shohei Ohtani.
I mean, which one? The tweet where he was like pissed, where he was like pissy about the Dodgers, saying that we met with Ohtani and we really like him.
No, the one where he's going to the Canucks. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
Someone had a jersey and had the big skate logo. I'm like, wow. I knew there was a sleeper team, but I didn't think it was in. So this would work out really well for our buddy Steve because he's in that 4 sport league.
Mhm.
So I mean, not only does Ohtani hit and pitch, but apparently he also plays hockey. He's truly the greatest athlete of all time.
We were talking about Ohtani yesterday. Because I was like curious. He looks like a humongous dude. Like
He's a big dude in person.
he's a big dude in person, and like
You just went mute all of a sudden. So Ted's got this thing with his microphone that it just keeps like randomly kicking out. You're back, I think. Pretty sure. No, you're not. Definitely not. So until it just randomly kicks itself back in, it just
Like that?
It just keeps like, yeah, you're in now.
yeah, hey, do nothing. I'm gonna screw your mic up.
Yeah.
And hey, do
Just
nothing, and then I'm just gonna fix it.
Yeah. Just look into the screen and it'll be fine. So Ohtani,
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah, we were talking about Ohtani. Ohtani, a big guy, right? Like I think we're all
Big dude.
agreed on that. Yeah.
Yes.
And then when I think of like the big guys in baseball, obviously Aaron Judge comes to mind. Have you ever looked at like how close do you think they are in stature?
I think I've seen a picture of the two of them, and they're pretty close. I'm sure there's been a photo last season where they stood side by side.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say
I know the stats of the two of them. Would you care to guess how big Aaron Judge is?
Aaron Judge is 6'6", isn't he?
He's 6'7".
That was my next guess. So he's Tyler Myers' height.
Yeah, Tyler Myers. That's a perfect example. What's Tyler Myers weigh? 225. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up while you guess.
Like, what do I weigh? What do I weigh? Like I'm 6 feet 2 something. So he's probably a little bit more lower body fat. Myers probably like maybe 220. Probably like 215.
Like
because he's a pretty skinny dude.
He's 229, so it's
not bad.
Yeah, he's had some time to fill out. So 229, 6'8". So he's an inch taller than Aaron Judge. Care to guess how much Aaron Judge weighs?
Aaron Judge is a bit of a broad dude. I would say Aaron Judge is like 240. He looks like he's meat and potatoes, that dude.
That's a good guess. Except you're way off.
Like low?
Like you're not even close.
Like low or high?
Like, I don't know if I should even tell you to keep it fun.
Okay. All right. We did something like this last week. So yeah, I'm willing to guess on this one. So you're saying I'm way off.
And I way off.
Way off.
Yeah.
That's a Samsonite moment.
You're Swami on Samsonite.
Oof. So if I said 240 and I'm way off and he's 6, how tall did he say? 6'7"?
6'7".
Oh man. And Vladdy's a big boy. And I guess he's close to Vladdy. So he's probably what, like, no, then he's got to be leaner. He's probably like Oh, I don't want to even say this. He's probably like 215.
Right. No.
I don't know. Maybe is he lean?
No, he's not
Two,
lean.
270.
No.
270.
No more.
What?
Yeah.
You're lying to me.
I am
No
not
way.
lying. I am not
Come
lying
on.
to you.
Okay, 290.
Okay, you're close. He's 282.
Oh, come on. 282?
282. 6'7",
He could eat-
282.
He could eat both of us.
He could
Which is
easily put
cannibalism,
on.
but still.
He could easily put on 20 pounds and become like the biggest, most athletic left tackle in the NFL and handle himself.
That's insane.
He's bigger than like 100% of NFL linebackers.
6'7", 282. Oh, man.
What a unit. Okay, so now knowing what you know about Aaron Judge, how tall do you think Otane is? Pretty big dude, pretty jacked, right?
I'm going to say he's got to be then like, I bet they're the same height, but Otanie's pretty skinny, but he's still pretty ripped. So I'm going to say Otanie's like 250. 250.
How tall? How tall first?
6'6".
6'6"?
Yeah, so he's shorter than Aaron Judge.
Yeah, he's also shorter than 6'6".
6'4"?
He's 6'4". Do we have a guess?
Yeah, I said 250.
250. Way off. So on both your guesses, you were off by 40 pounds, Ryan.
What?
Yeah. So
He weighs 290?
no.
Oh, I was like, holy crap. He hides it well.
He's only 210 pounds. Isn't that crazy? He looks like such a huge human, and he is. Don't get me wrong.
210. I'm 210.
Right?
That sucks. That sucks. Sucks for Ryan.
We're doing something incorrectly here.
Oh, yeah.
On a bad day, I'm 210. So
I mean, good for both of them. Wow.
So there you go. There's your fun facts of the day.
That's incredible.
Shohei Ohtani, large human.
And he's
only
maybe
6'4", 210 pounds. He's like
maybe he's
big hockey. He's a big NHL defenseman. He's not that far off Carson Soucy.
That's wild. Wow. Yeah. That makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah. It makes you think about what Aaron Judge would look like in a set of skates.
Oh, I don't think I'd want to see that. I don't think I'd want to see. I think for the betterment of the league, we shouldn't see that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So go look up that shot of him standing next to Altuve. It's hilarious.
Oh, I've seen.
Yeah.
He's the complete opposite. It's like when Myers and Nathan Gerbe stood beside each other.
Right.
Remember that?
And Nathan Gerbe was like, don't mess with Nathan Gerbe.
Yeah. He's a man. He's still a man. That's fine. Anybody that wants to chat along with us on the show, the Canucks game's gonna be over soon. Come on in the chat. Have a little chatsy poo with us. We got the dialogue going down. If you want to talk hockey or freakishly tall athletes, we could do both of those things. The Canucks have had an insane amount of breakaways in this third period, and they haven't scored on a single one. And if I was Steve, I would just ruin everything for you right now. But I'm not going to do that because I'm a nice human being. What else did I have in here?
Anna Forsyth on Twitter. We've had her on here once or twice before. I can't remember.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Well, at least
once. How about you stop playing Boston songs at our arena? How about that? Couldn't agree more.
Oh, wait, so they must have played like coming up to Boston.
Like shipping off to Boston. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good song.
Yeah, but it's got a special place in my heart for.
I hate that the fact that there's certain songs by like City and Color and I guess
Adele.
City and Color songs. Adele, yeah. That's not a good one. There's certain ones that just hurt my feelings way too much. Oh, friend of the show. Speaking of height, Letitia, former JC alum. Letitia is the absolute opposite of 6'7". If you added both of those measurements together, the 6 and the 7, she's about 13 inches tall. I'm just kidding.
All-time great human.
Oh, she's great. Hey, Teed. How you doing, Teed? She does it
Poor
pretty well.
Tish.
We love you.
Well, she does it pretty well
We
because
love
it's
you.
her words.
Yeah, I know. It's like that's what my accent sounds like. So it's like, how do you talk? I don't make fun of how you talk. You could. You probably have in back in the day. Good to have you, Tish. We're gonna talk some Canucks hockey. I'm blushing. She's a good human. Maybe Don will come by too.
Yeah, Tish, are you a Calgary fan now? Have you been out there long enough? You've assimilated?
I hate that. I hate that. Like, I've lived out here long enough. No, that's not a good reason. My cousin did that. She's like, well, I've lived in Edmonton for whatever long. I said, that I don't care. You either cheer for that team. Excuse you. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't get it. I can't subscribe to that thing.
She would never. She would never.
I know she wouldn't. So we got a couple cool things next week. Good. I hate the name so much. That's awesome. So big game next week. Florida's coming to town.
Florida?
Basically, Florida. Yeah. Kodak Black, I don't think is going to make it. So he'll have to grind a rando in Sunrise, Florida. Roberto Luongo, Ring of Honor, December 14th.
Perfect.
We've gone over this multiple times. I've given
why?
up.
I don't know why we've had to go over it so many times. I can't believe there's people that don't think he belongs to Ring of Honor.
I don't think that's the. I don't think that was the argument. I think it was
that happens though. There's people that are out now. He lost it for us.
The jersey.
You lost it for yourself.
Let's go shake their hands. Oh, we almost need to watch that movie. But we've had this discussion multiple times, jersey retirement versus Ring of Honor. I think the fact that they're doing anything for him is awesome. Ring of Honor is pretty cool. You get a picture instead of just numbers hanging up, so that's kind of neat. And I think, I don't know, he's in the Hall of Fame. Like, big whoop.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. How is he not?
I mean, we've
How
retired.
are you good enough for the NHL Hall of Fame, but you're not?
Yeah. Like,
you're not more than Ring of Honor.
Stan Smeel, are you on the same caliber as Stan Smeel and Trevor Linden and the Sedins and Pavel Bure and Marcus Naslund? You're on the same level as like two of those guys. Two. And they're in the Hall of Fame too. And I'm not talking about Bure. It's the Sedins. I mean, if we were going to be perfectly honest, it's the Sedins and Luongo, and that almost should be it up there.
How come the Twins are not?
Everyone else should be Ring of Honor. Pardon me?
Nothing. I was just thinking, how come the Twins aren't on the Ring of Honor?
That's true. It's because there's two people that take up too much space. So anyway, very cool for Luongo. Hopefully he has a really cool speech or something. Hopefully
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll be super cheeky. Maybe he'll have to leave like minutes into his speech to take a poo.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I just had to take care of some business. So pretty cool. I mean, it's Roberto Luongo, everybody. I don't know what we're debating about. So I guess here's the thing. Maybe this isn't the top five.
Guys, he's number 4. He's number 4 all time in the wins category. All goaltenders.
But like, if we're talking
about only just is Marc-Andre Fleury a Hall of Famer? I mean, I guess he's got cups, but hey.
He only won one though, didn't he?
Whatever, he's got 489 career wins.
Yeah.
What he has well over 200 as a Canuck?
Oh, we're back to Luongo. I thought you were talking about Fleury for a second.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, Fleury. Whatever. Stupid conversation.
It is a different conversation. We're all over the place. Again, this is actually what makes our show.
Tish is right.
So
he's going to have a great speech.
Where do you what is the Canucks top 5 all time?
Canucks top 5 players all time?
Yeah.
Well, it's Dan and Hank.
Yep.
Bure and Lou.
Okay.
Marcus.
Naslund?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
It's Dan and Hank.
I think
and then it's
when
Dan
it's
and
all
Hank,
over,
it's Lou, and then Quinn.
That's 4. You still have that space.
Well,
so who gets
Dan
bumped?
And Hank, Bure, Lou, Quinn.
Yeah. So Naslund gets bumped eventually.
Yeah.
If you know what, this top 5.
If Pettersson sticks around, he'll outpace Naslund.
Mm-hmm. But Quinn's on another level.
Quinn's at another level right now. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think too. Yeah, just interesting. That was
Yeah,
I don't know. You know, it's different. It's different.
that's Rushmore +1.
We don't have any more mountain. We'll put some mountain in there. We don't have any more mountain. Team Canada got announced, or at least the extended roster, 30-man roster.
Right, I actually haven't looked at the
And
team roster yet.
so there's some good talent on there. I don't know this other guy because I haven't even been to a Rockets game this year, but Andrew Crystal was left off. Now he's a winger. So that's not the end of the world, although he's one of the top players in the league. And then Riley Height is his name. So apparently this guy's like the number 1 point getter in the last 2 seasons in the CHL. And he's a center. And he doesn't even make like the invite squad. How does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
notable.
The World Junior team always seems to have some really funky like feel to it, you know?
Yeah.
Like they always there's been a few teams where like they've been no-brainer teams and they just run roughshod on everybody. But there's been a few of those. And even then they weren't like elite. They were elite as the tournament went on, but like there's only been a couple of those teams. So why wouldn't you add, like, what do they have to lose? Like it's been a year since.
I guess you got to know who he'd be taking off, right? I mean, yeah, he's the top goal scorer. But like I probably didn't see, you know, Archdeep Baines making a Team Canada squad. Right? I mean, some of these guys are big point getters. No. That's I'm just sort of like comparing it to Riley Heads. But I mean, he's better. He's a better prospect.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, sometimes that Owen Pickering is the other guy.
Right.
Crystal, yeah, there's a few guys. I mean, Team USA had some pretty notable omissions too. I mean, number 1 with a bullet, Canucks prospect Hunter Brstavich left off the squad. He's having a crazy breakout season in the OHL right now.
I don't know. The World Juniors, I've said this a million times. Me and prospects aren't exactly, you know, hand in hand. It takes a lot for me to really get into that unless there's a year where there's a lot going on and I can follow it.
Yeah.
The junior league, there's just so much going on. And for me, I can't follow it. I know you've got a pretty good grasp on a lot of those, but even still, there's a lot I just don't know. So for me, I kind of leave that alone.
The Brstavich ones it's funny because like the US team's going to have a good squad and there's some talented defensemen there. And there's probably some like higher ranked offensive defensemen that are probably taking off like a pretty niche spot that Brstavich would be filling. But guys, like he's got 29 games into the season. He has 48 points, 6 goals, 42 assists. He had 57 points all of last year in 68 games. Like
he's on a heater.
Like he's on pace to have like 100+ point season as a defenseman in the OHL. Heck of a player.
And he's not
omit from the Team USA squad. Like pretty wacky. I know that they always sort of favor the college guys, the USNDP guys, right? I mean, they're all about their own program. So I get it, but yeah, maybe there's politics that are involved with a guy like Riley Height not making the team. So same with Crystal. Making the team as a winger is hard. There's always elite wingers there, right? I think you have to bring a little something extra. There's a level of physicality that Canada always tends to show up with. But yeah.
Oh, apparently I double commented there. Apologies nice. To the chef. Apologies to the chef. Anyway, Canucks win 2-0. Yeah. Smith. Man. Joe Bartnick, big liar. Can't even ride the big roads at Kennywood. I don't even know what that meant. Apparently Kennywood is like a theme park. I looked into it.
Casey DeSmith, too legit.
He's had a pretty good start to the Canucks season. Rock the skate jerseys and it gets a shutout. That's a pretty good little bag of business there for Casey DeSmith. So again, not a great game for the Canucks tonight. They're in a bit of
Are we comparing it to last game?
Ugh.
Wow. That was like the most exciting game of the year.
Wait, which one? Oh, the Devils game. Well, I missed part of that.
Yeah, oh, it was amazing.
Sorry, I'm thinking the game.
Ugh.
Sorry. Yeah, the 5-5, and then the way it ended was just so Canucks.
I mean, this is why
we can't have nice things.
But that crazy comeback, right? I mean, go ahead.
They've got it in them.
Yeah,
they've got it in them. But that's about it. Like tonight.
Yeah, I mean,
there's like 4 breakaways, like I said, in the third period tonight. They didn't score in a single one. Like, I'm talking.
Gustafsson looked real good, and then some 5-alarm saves there. Yeah, like it was ridiculous.
Like legit, and they can't even score on. And their deeks were there, everything was there, and they couldn't score. I think the Canucks are going through. My dad and I were talking about this at the beginning of the season. Puck luck definitely was on the Canucks side. This wasn't even a PDO thing to start the season. There was a lot of puck luck. There was a lot of funny bounces that went their way, like from offside calls for goals and those sorts of things. And then the Canucks are I think they're just in a bit of a funk right now. And yes, they got to win tonight, but they're not playing the way they played 2 weeks ago. They're just starting. They're looking like, I don't know, like they don't look tired, but they just look like something is off. Like Filip Hronek doesn't look really good right now. Like he looks like
he was bad in the last game, but I mean, it was exciting.
Like Duncan Chase, I'm watching him just like get the puck out. Like he's supposed to be your number 2, and this guy looked pedestrian at best. It's, I mean, a little bit frightening. Quinn Hughes looked pretty good tonight. He did a couple of his draggy pull moves, which they're never going to get old because that's so much fun to watch. But I don't know. There's some things to. I mean, we're picking apart because they've shown us what they can do, and they're at the point where we said it was going to happen. Everyone knew this was coming. Everyone knew that the Canucks were going to start falling back from grace, and they were going to start having some normal hockey games where they're not going to be winning 5-1. They're not going to all be Mona Lisas. Like some of these are some Van Goghs and some Jackson Pollocks, but still art, I guess, at the end of the day.
They're 17. They're 17-9-1. They're 8 games above 500.
Still really good.
The Golden Knights,
really good.
Leading the Pacific Division, also have 17 wins. The LA Kings right there, 16 wins. Like,
wow.
We're on this team about consistency and looking good, but guys, 17 wins. Like they're right there. I don't know.
Jay-Z said.
I mean, they're 5-5 in their last 10. If they've been playing like kind of garbage and they've tried to put it together and it doesn't look great and they're 500. I mean, that was all we were talking about. I'm not sure if anybody remembers that. They had this super hot start. And guys, all it matters is if during the month of November and December we go 500, it's not going to matter and we'll make the playoffs. Like, it's literally what they're doing right now.
Here we are.
So no panic button
Jay-Z
stuff.
said, remember that quote? Jay-Z, men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
He also had 99
problems. Yeah, well, we might have 99 problems by the end of the season. But a cup ain't one. I'm just kidding. So they're a little bit of a regression back, but that's okay. Like you said,
it's not regression. It's just like a normalcy.
Okay.
They're just normalizing. That's all. And then one more hot streak at the end of the year, please, as we enter the playoffs. That'd be fantastic. Let's do that.
I would really like that. I would really
put your order in.
So, can we get into the main?
It's your show, man. We can do whatever you want.
It's our show.
Well, you write the thing.
That's true. Andrei Kuzmenko. Why is everyone making such a big deal? Like, I get he's getting paid.
I swear that you bring this shit up just to like get me all riled up.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not getting you riled up. I'm asking a question. It seems like because he got healthy scratch for 2 games.
Yeah. And
then he comes back, has a really good game when he comes back. He's been, I think, pretty decent, but I'm apparently not picking him apart like, some of the critics are. Why are we so focused on just him? How about some of the other guys on this team? Like, is he the only guy that sucks right now?
Our guy, Dan Mackholtz, actually must have been interviewing him because you got a quote from him. Did you read this quote?
Yeah.
Old coach, very fun. Crowd chant his name and very happy. I score many times and I happy. New coach, very grumpy. Always talk about check, 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 and no goals. I very unhappy. I think maybe if I sign with McDavid, I score more, I'd be happy. It's genius.
They do have Joey's.
So there you have it. Yeah. I don't know. I just think that like when you come close to potting 40 in a prior season, and there's such a good example of this, we come close to potting 40 in a prior season and you sign not even an overvalued contract. Like it's a pretty decent contract for the number. And you're nowhere near that clip come season 2 and the team is seeing success. Where's the whipping going to go?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to go to the one guy who's not performing to or surpassing expectations, right? And that's Kuzmenko. And I think the other guy, I mean, he's basically the new Besser at this point. Right now. I think he's going to shake out of it. But like, ooh, Besser is a 30-goal scorer. He's got that talent. See that shot. What about that All-Star game? Ooh, that flow. And then has some tough seasons. You know? Why are we paying this guy? He should be where he's at. Well, maybe that's not the player he is at the moment. Like, just leave it alone. It'll take time. Took a lot of time. And I'm thinking that Kuzmenko is going to get through this quicker than that. He's not. We talked a lot about this too. He's not going to be a 40-goal scorer next year, guys. He's just not going to do it. So
can
what
you
is
have a sophomore slump this late?
Why not?
Like just an NHL sophomore slump?
Man, there's so much tape on you. The team is like other teams have figured you out. They key on you now, right? I mean, there's nobody knew he was coming for the first 25 games of the season.
Yeah, he got the jump.
Yeah, he got the jump. He probably had 9 more goals than he should have because teams weren't keying on him like they were in the back half of the season. If they were playing him tough right from the jump, right? He probably would have been more like 29, maybe 30 goals in a season, right? Which is like kind of creeping back down into Brock territory, like formerly good, not this good now Brock territory. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I get where you're going.
So we're in a weird spot, and Brock's scoring right now, so the whipping's got to go somewhere, right? And it's landing on Kuzmenko and Myers. It always lands on Myers too.
I mean, Demko's had a couple games that have been a little iffy.
Sure. What about
PD? Again, PD hasn't looked electric.
Hughes wasn't that good in the Jersey game. He's just been awesome, but he was the guy that orchestrated the push, and he was there. And same with Miller, and even Höglander, who's scoring all these goals. I mean, for a bunch of that stuff until just recently, his line was getting their teeth kicked in on 5-on-5.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now he's leading the charge. That's been a nice story too. Is the Höglander kind of thing. He paid his dues, went down to the AHL. He was kind of forcing early. We still haven't seen a return of the Michigan, but hopefully we get an opportunity to see one. I think that'd be fun.
The process works. The system works. That's what I'm seeing.
He's now in there. But they don't. I think the nice thing too about this exact team is that nobody's saying, "Oh, he should be in the top 6. He should be doing, let's replace him with like Besser, or let's replace, you know what I mean? Like when he first came in, it was like, well, we don't have anyone else. So like if someone's slumping, we have to bump him up. He could be comfortable in a middle 6 role, or he can be in the bottom 6. He seems to fit where he's been put right now. And he's an Energizer bunny out there. He's a dog.
Yanni Gourde did this for years in Tampa Bay, and everybody was completely fine with it. Like, if there was 2 players that you can compare, wouldn't Gourde be like a decent career projection of what you want a guy like that to turn out to?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, like what's wrong with that? Like, really good role player that can play in his spot on the third line and produce offensively. Those guys are not easy to find, right? Like, you can find role players that play on the third, but ones that score. I mean, that's just going to allow him to develop his game over time. If it develops, and if not, and he's this player on the third line, then that's fine too.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I'm happy that a guy like him is getting that opportunity, and maybe next year it's a Podkolzin, right? Maybe that process continues to work and see Podkolzin next season.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, I have a feeling we're going to see them, towards the end of the year. But if it takes a whole year and he's okay down there doing that, like I would like to see him just go down there and dominate. And I think he was doing that at the start of the year before he got dropped on his head, which was really shitty. Yeah. So I don't know a whole lot about where they are right now in his process and healing and everything like that. But like some guys have not popped on the farm as well. Like I don't know what's going on with Klimovich. That was a guy that I kind of had some hopes for to really sort of take over on the farm. And that hasn't happened to this point. Right. But it has happened for others. Arshdeep Bains took another step. Jet Wu maybe didn't. Although with all the call-ups and everything that's going down there, Wu has picked up his game a bit recently too. So who knows?
He's making a charge. Speaking of Brock Besser, he's got 30 points this season. Not including tonight, because I think he had at least an assist tonight. Before tonight, though, in the last 5 games, these are the easy things. He had 2 goals versus Anaheim, 2 goals versus the Sharks, a goal against New Jersey. So 5 goals, 1, 2, 3, 3 assists in his last. So 8 points in his last 5 games. Not bad. 2 power play goals. And 7, 10, 13, 15 shots on net.
He's more goals than JT Miller. He's leading the team in goal scoring. It's crazy.
This is stupid. He's leading the NHL in goal scoring. He's literally he's beating.
I mean, isn't that funny? So we knew that he was leading the NHL in scoring, but we thought this team has scored so many goals that I thought it necessary to mention that he was leading the Canucks in scoring first. How wacky is this team? It's crazy.
I know.
And there's so much worry going on this team, and there's so many good things that are happening. So many people are so worried. But yeah, I get it. We're all traumatized. There's reason for worry. People are like that. I get it totally.
I think because this season to start has gone so well that no one wants to see like what if they fall off?
Oh, it's like the shoe drop thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's going to be there's going to be a slump where they don't win like 3 games or something. It's entirely possible. Based on some of these games, I think it is possible. However, you do seem to have a guy that's leading the charge on the back end that doesn't seem to allow that to happen. They've also got a coach that probably would just literally whip them into shape if it took that, which probably would go against the NHL.
Yeah, I mean, Talks could put himself out there on PP1 and stand in front of the net, I feel like.
I bet he'd enjoy that.
Yeah.
Probably would. Like, you guys, you want to let me go?
Freaking Sam Lafferty has 7 goals.
That's wild.
It's crazy, right? I mean, that's a nice guy to be able to move up and down the lineup, and I think Höglander is in a similar role to that right now. But like,
well, how many does Höglander have?
Höglander's got 8, and then you've got Lafferty that's got 7, and then you've got Ilya Mikheyev that's got 8, right? And those 3 guys, like, what do all 3 of those guys have in common?
Well, they're fast.
They're all fast. They're all demons
guys
on the forecheck.
Yeah.
And they're all good wall guys. Even Höglander, for his size, is a really good wall guy. Not even
that was
just a good wall guy.
He was known for that before he even got sent down. He was a good wall guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like before he.
But this roster has needed those types of players on it, and especially our top 6 has needed those types of players on it. So they just filter them in all the time, right? Like Mikheyev's not going, okay, no big deal. He's down for a little bit. We'll put Lafferty in for a couple of shifts, or we'll put Höglander in for a couple. Who's rolling? That's the guy that's
Dakota Joshua has 4 goals.
Dakota Joshua's got 4 goals, and he's leading the NHL in hits. That's fantastic. That's so good. There's so many good things that are happening with the squad right now that people have to find a negative thing. And right now,
that's what we do. Teddy Bluger has been nice too. He had a goal tonight. Teddy Bluger had a big game tonight.
Teddy Bluger. I can't wait to get him and Scooter back in the line at the same time.
That's when things are going to be good again. That's when they're going to be really, really good. Did you want to get into our new segment?
Yeah, we can get into the new. I want to take a minute to say that I'm just really enjoying Nikita Zadorov. By the way,
yeah, what's not to like?
Yeah, he's super erratic.
We have another show. We have another Shohei Ohtani. On the back end.
But between him and Myers and Cole and there's some size on this lineup. Soucy's not even here yet. Still talking about going out and signing Ethan Bear, but Zadorov thing has been so great.
Yeah. Speaking of Ethan Bear, it sounds like that's not a for sure thing anymore. It sounds like
I don't think it was ever a for sure thing. I'm not
I don't
sure
think it
where
was a
that
for
came
sure
from.
thing, but it sounds like there's a few more people that are in on it. Like, how are the Canucks not gonna? I mean, how would he not want to play for the Canucks right now? Because he's not going to get tons of
I mean, maybe because they didn't make an attempt at re-signing him prior to.
well, injury though.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, though, he wasn't a priority to speak to when that season was ending.
But
to look
wasn't
at
he
locking him
already?
up.
Wasn't he already hurt though?
No, he had left to go play the Spangler.
Oh, and then he got hurt.
Yeah,
Oh,
he got hurt at the Spangler. But I think the
They
team
need-
was like, well, I don't know. And I think like maybe Bears camp was a little bit like, I think I'm worth maybe more than I'm getting paid.
well, that's how sports work.
Yeah, but I mean,
I would want to play for the Canucks right now.
yeah,
Just in general.
And I think he would fit in real nice, Clark. I think he fit in real nice. I really do. That puck retrieval deal that he has, he's a righty, skates pretty smooth. Like he's just steady back there, and I think a lot of his warts get covered up if he's not playing as D pairing one partner to Quinn Hughes, right? But like,
well, yeah, you can have him on second or third pairing, and now all of a sudden, all those things that he does really well, he has time to do.
He's got time to do it, and then you can do things like not lean on Noah Juleson to have to play 15 games, or not have to call Cole McCord up, or like
Or
use
just
big
not
minutes on
Noah
Akito
Juleson.
Hirose. Yeah, could you
Not-
imagine a guy like Ethan Bear in sheltered minutes? That'd be great. That'd be so good. Yeah. Not to mention you can sprinkle him in on the penalty kill wherever you feel like. But yeah, there's all sorts of good stuff going on here. The Zurov thing I really like. He just like tells the other guys to go like fuck themselves. He doesn't care. And he's big enough that he can be like,
You can back it up.
yeah.
Like, don't worry about it.
Like
What
it's
are you
only
gonna do?
been a few games and like some thunderous hits. Like it's just him rubbing a guy out on the board looks painful. It's a big dude. And he skates really
I've
well.
noticed more of the Hoglander hits lately.
It took, many more years than I feel like, but we got our Russian giant defender, and it wasn't Tramkin.
Yeah, I think we tried making fetch happen way too many times with Tramkin.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden he became available and like, yeah, it was neat when he was here for that stint, but it seemed like too many of the cards were in his favor, not the team's favor.
I think
Like,
that
I don't
I
want to
think
be
that
sent
had he
down.
stuck it out, he would be he would have been a very serviceable NHL defenseman.
But he was me first. That was the problem.
Because it was him and Andre Padan. Remember Padan? He was the other huge Russian, right? And he was like a nasty piece of business. But now, I mean, depth is being served a little bit too. The farm is playing. McCord's got game. Hirose's got games. Nils Amon. Linus Karlsson played some nice games, right? I mean, Juleson's got a regular spot on this roster right now. Like a lot of those guys were AHL depth players and they're serving time on this roster. And this team's winning. So yeah, go out and get yourself a couple of real NHL defensemen. And I think Bear could be one. That would be a real nice piece to have here as long as they can make it work.
And then we can worry about everything. Then they can just worry about getting the power play back and getting. PK looked good tonight. Power play was okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, the power play was
We've been
busy for sure. Like there was so many
We've been
chances.
so slow. They just need to cut all the passing and be fast again. They just need to get back to. It seems like they're second guessing their attempts. It feels like they're not confident enough to make the plays they were making.
Yeah, like they've definitely turned into like, I mean, there's the play where it kind of goes down low and then Miller goes up and then he kind of works his way back and they hit him with speed going towards the net and he can either cut and go in all the way to the net or he can take that shot with speed, right? I mean, it's working really well. It creates a lot of rebounds.
They're
A
also
little
bobbling
slumpy.
those slap passes too. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting pretty cute, but yeah.
No, like the passes they were catching at the beginning, it seems like they're jumping off sticks right now.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of good things. I mean, yeah, we can probably get to the segment.
We're picking apart.
I want to say,
yeah, we're picking apart a diamond right now.
Yeah. I don't know about a diamond, but
it's a diamond.
Okay, diamond.
It's a diamond.
I do say though, like, man, how good are these jerseys? Can we just
The
switch to them
skate?
full time? The
No,
skate
we
and
can't
the
do that. No.
why not? The skate and the flat
Because-
black helmet looks so good, Ryan.
It does, but it can't be the full-time jersey.
Why
It can't
not?
be.
Why not?
Because we're gonna. Because
No, you're overthinking it.
you think so?
Get out of your own way.
So
How
you
can it
think
not be the full-time jersey? It's the best
So you
jersey
think-
in the league right now. I don't care what
It
anybody
is-
says. Tell me I'm wrong.
I know it is
It's
the best.
Teddy,
It's
I
the
agree
best.
with you. It's the best. It
It
can't
is the best, but we
We can't
can't.
have all. Listen, you can't drive the Porsche year round.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
not
what if I
supposed
lived
to.
in Cali? You could.
You could. You don't.
It should be the full-time jersey. I don't care what you say.
And then
Okay,
just
tell
get
me
away
why
when
it can't be. Tell me why it can't be the full-time jersey. I would like to know good reasons why it can't be.
I
Enlighten
think we're gonna get too much of it, and then it's not gonna mean the same as it does. I think.
It was
not
gone
a
for
good
like
reason.
20 plus years. Hasn't it been
I know.
away long enough? Don't we know
Well-
now that we should have never left it?
Well, they should have never left in the first place. I agree. But whatever, bring it back. I don't care.
We can't have too much of a good thing.
You can't. Just enjoy it as a third for now, and then when it's time, they'll bring it back like the Kings did.
Yeah, the
When
Kings
they-
are doing it.
When they
What's wrong
leaked
with
out
that?
the white jersey, as first the black was the third, so they're probably following the Kings lead. So I'm sure they'll get like a teddy bear jersey like Boston did at some point, because that's what they do. They always try to one up, or they'll get a Blackhawks jersey or something. They'll leak. They'll have like the white as like another alternate. So like, it's just they have so many bloody logos too.
Oh
Like,
man.
it's our own fault, but yeah,
The
what
new
I
one
like.
is so nice though. It's a new logo.
I've now warmed up to it, and I've said that. It's
Warmed up to the new logo.
remember I didn't like it at first.
Oh right, yeah. The Canucks
I
and the
did- I
Kings, man,
wasn't-
they know what they're doing. Those silver
know.
helmets, the flat black ones, even Vegas with the gold ones. Like
I like the gold buckets better. I think
it.
I like those better than I think the platinum ones. I saw them like 2 games ago.
Yeah, they're winning
and
tonight.
Were they?
Yeah,
It's
Like,
the
how good
platinum
would-
compared to the gold. I think the platinum is a little bit too shiny. Like it's like we're picking it apart. But I was watching the Kings. I'm like they're cool, but I thought I'm like maybe dial it down just a
Oh
little bit.
man, I don't know. I
No?
disagree fully. It's super mega bussin'.
Okay.
They're not. I like the flat black ones better though. I will say
I like the gold helmets though. I'll say that.
the gold ones
The
look
gold
good too.
helmet. Do you think the Canucks could pull off like a yellow helmet with the skate jerseys?
Why not? Not full time.
Just as like a random
But could you imagine? Could you imagine a reverse retro jersey with the yellow jersey and yellow helmets?
they could do that.
It would look
They could
so
do
good.
All right. Okay. That's enough. Yes.
Oh, man.
I'm on board for it. I'm on board
Man,
for it.
I'm almost there. Keep going.
Yeah. My microphone. Just a second. Just wait. Just wait. Oh. There we go. I'm there.
Got big.
Ugh. Anyway. You ready for it?
Yeah.
So this is our new segment. I think this is what we're gonna call it. I'm not quite sure, but what do you think of this?
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
think we're gonna call it ranked. I think
Because we didn't rank the last list. We just named.
We didn't
the
rank
last
it.
list.
so. Maybe
Okay.
we need to call like top five, and we get that Drake part in there. Top five. That's actually not a bad idea. So
Yeah.
you've got
and
three
then when you say,
options.
"Are you ready for it?" You take like the Taylor Swift soundbite.
I could probably make all those things happen. So you've got 3 choices this week. You have to pick one of these choices. Number 1, top 5 Nickelback songs. That's option 1. Option 2, 5 things that bug you the most about your wife. That could be interesting because we both have a Christine, so that's why it works. And if they're actually listening to this episode this week, I think that would be really clever. Or there's a third option,
Which we know they're not.
Which, right? Yeah, I know. That's true. That is actually true. Unless it's that one, like, oh, I listened to your show. Why did you talk about us? The third option, being that we're getting into Christmas, top 5 toys as a kid that you wanted for Christmas.
That's a hard one. I feel like
know.
I don't know enough Nickelback songs. And the second one is
probably just saying
very
5
clearly, it's very
Off
clearly a
limits.
trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do. I guess it's the toys one. Yeah.
I just need to give you a couple options to hum and haw over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
And are you naming as well? Is that I think I
I
have
could do that.
one. I think I have one. So first
So
off,
here's one. This is what Christine also said we could do. That it could be what you did get or that you didn't get, or we could do a combination of both.
Like, I think a combination of both, like, is
Okay.
cool with me.
Because I think that makes it a little interesting, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like the one that got away. So you got 5.
Okay.
Far away.
Should we go back to back? Like, you go, I go.
Whatever, sure. I don't care.
So maybe we'll name them, and then after we name them, we'll rank them.
Okay.
Because it might be too hard if I don't do it like that. But do video game
see if I have,
systems count, or seems
Yeah.
unfair?
And
Did you
it can't be. Yeah, video game systems can't, but only like we can't. Oh, I don't even have Excel on this computer anymore. Frick.
Okay, so my first one off the list is I wanted so badly for so many years, and it was just so difficult to get. The OG Optimus Prime Transformer.
Oh, interesting.
That was huge for me. Couldn't get my hands on it.
I had a friend that had that one.
Everybody had a friend that had that one.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
They were like partially made of metal and stuff too. Like they were.
I think so. Cool. So were you a Power Rangers guy too?
No, that was after. That was like my little brother's thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it after school for sure, but I didn't really have like Zords and stuff like that.
Did you ever want the whistle? The dagger whistle? Dagger flute?
That's Green Ranger, I think, right?
My cousin had that. It was awesome.
Tommy.
It was as cool when he got it. Like, yeah, he did.
He died just recently.
Jason David Frank, I think, right?
Ah, right.
Those that know.
So, are you going Power Rangers?
OG Optimus Prime. No, I'm not. So the one that I didn't get would be, I'm gonna kind of equal you there. The Technodrome from Ninja Turtles.
Oh wow!
Because here's the thing, I got like I had a pretty good childhood. I got the sewer. I got the blimp. The blimp was pretty sweet. We never really used the blimp part. I just used the other one. I got the turtle van. I had the foot soldier, like the car, the cruiser. I had like the cheapskate, which was like the little skateboard with the fan on the back. That pizza thrower I got one year.
Oh,
that was sweet.
Yeah.
I would just run around the house. I just filled up, running around the house shooting people with the pizzas. That was fun. Target practice, hitting turtles over. But I never got the Technodrome or the module. Never got those two things. But I had, surprisingly, almost all the other ones, and yet I didn't get the Technodrome.
Technodrome would have been sweet.
I think it was the most expensive of all the things, though.
Okay. All right. I see your Technodrome.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can raise you, but I see your Technodrome, and I raise you Castle Grayskull.
Oh, did you have that?
I didn't. I had like Skeletor's like deal, but I never got Castle Grayskull. Badly wanted that one. Yeah. So
Grayskull,
I like the Technodrome one though.
Yeah, it was always one, because there was a bunch of stuff that came out, and that was like the biggest thing. I had Krang, had the Krang body.
Oh yeah, right.
That was pretty cool. He was pretty big. You could fit the Krang inside his belly. That was kind of cool. Okay, so Gray Skull. My next one. Now I didn't get this. I had other things of this, but I never got this one. The Nerf bow and arrow. Remember that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we had one for sure, and it was awesome.
Like the legit. Yeah, it was awesome. You totally missed out.
Well, okay, you had one, right? Or maybe you didn't get one. I'm not too sure. But when my family got something, it was one bow and arrow Nerf gun, 6
Yeah.
kids.
Oh, that's not fair.
So it was tough. My parents did a great job, but it was tough.
That would, like, I had, what else? What did I get from Nerf? Like, I had Nerf guns, and I had like the Nerf footballs, and I had Nerf.
Did you have the ones
Like,
that
I had
whistle?
Nerf stuff. Yeah,
And you threw them through
no,
the
I
air?
got one of those for a buddy one year. That thing sucked when we'd play with that football on the football field. Oh, it sucked. It's like, all right, we're using a different ball. This is annoying. We don't like this anymore. Yeah, the Nerf bow and arrow, which was pretty
Nerf
sweet.
bow and arrow.
Now, fun fact. So one year, speaking of guns, one year, my dad got me and both of my sisters elastic band guns, like the handmade ones. So it has like a really long elastic bands, and like the really long barrel. Anyway, like it held like 8 on there. So it was like you could basically automatic, just hold it down.
Oh wow.
They're sweet. Yeah. Dangerous. Also very dangerous. So we got these, and I like jazzed mine up. Like, I think I'd made it look like the Terminator gun or something like that. I can't even remember. I colored it in as wood. So my sister and I, my middle sister and I, we were having an argument. Now we're 3 years apart? And
Just now?
we've always been, yeah.
Okay.
And the fight happened when we were kids. And I was sitting in a chair in the living room. I can't even remember what the argument was about, but I clearly had gotten under her skin, and I was like poking the bear, right? So she gets the elastic band gun, and she's like doing it. And I'm like, just do it. Because like I'm calling her bluff, right? And she held it like right to my eye, and she's holding it, like siblings will do, and they'll taunt. Maybe one, I mean, you had brothers and stuff, so it's a little different. I just had sisters, but just held it there. I know you had a sister, but you know what I mean. And she just held it and held it and held. Well, she accidentally pulled the trigger. I know she accidentally. That's when it came off, and this thing just zipped me right in the eye. And from what I could see on the other eye, she realized she made a huge mistake. And I was didn't hit her or anything. I was so mad, and I just absolutely reamed her out. She got in a ton of trouble. I mean, and they're long elastic, they're long elastics. This thing came in like a heat-seeking missile right into my eye socket. Anyway, I never let her live that one down. So, guns are dangerous, folks. Any kind. Also,
even Nerf bow and arrow shooters.
I'm sure you could find a way to make those.
I'm gonna stick with your theme of guns. And I'm gonna go back to my early childhood, and every summer, all the neighbor kids had Super Soakers. And I so badly wanted the Super Soaker 100. Do you remember? This was like the first big.
Is that the one with the ball on the top?
Right, it had the ball on the back, and it had the big tube on the front, right? And the tube was the reservoir, and then the ball at the back was like it would fill up, and then you would just demolish, right? Yeah. And so that was like I so badly wanted a Super Soaker 100. And then I remember my neighbor got the 200. It was like the 100 with like the 2 tubes.
The double barrel, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, I finally got my 100. And then the neighbor got like a 500, which had like a freaking backpack on the back. Wow. Super Soaker 100. I was like way up my list of things that I wanted.
So we never got the Super Soaker one. We might have had one branded one, but we got all like the off-brand.
You got like, you didn't get No Fear. You got some Fear Not.
A couple no fear t-shirts, to be fair.
Yeah, I know you did.
Uh,
You look like
yeah.
a no fear kid.
I wasn't a no fear kid because I only had like 2 of them.
You
But
probably had airwalks too, right?
yeah,
Yeah, of course you did.
but I never had the good ones. I got the Airwalks like after they were starting to phase out, and I got like an actual sneaker, not like the skate shoe.
Yeah, you probably
They-
had a Massimo t-shirt, and you probably had a Mondetta t-shirt too, didn't you?
I didn't have a Mondetta one, but I did get a hand-me-down Massimo shirt years later, and a Hypercolor one.
And a hypercolor one. There you go.
They
What are we on?
brought
3?
Hypercolor back.
We've got 3.
I think we got 3. Yeah, you
We're
got
doing pretty good. We're rolling on
Optimus,
this.
Optimus Prime Grayskull and the Super Soaker 100. So I gotta match you there. Wait, 1, 2, 3, and I got 1, 2. So I gotta match you here. Do I go guns? You know what? Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep guns rolling here. It's not a violent gun. So
I've got 3 and you've got 2.
yeah. So not
Okay.
only was I a Ninja Turtles fan, there was another franchise that took off in the late 80s, early 90s. Had a cartoon as well. Has a couple pretty impressive movies. Has also been redone a few times since. But Ryan, in the late 80s, early 90s, was a huge Ghostbusters fan.
Oh yeah.
Now, I didn't get the trap. I had a buddy that had the ghost trap. That was pretty sweet. That you could like open up and catch the ghosts. I had a bunch of the regular figures. That was cool. Had the was it Ecto 3000? What was it called now?
Yeah.
Ecto 3000, Ecto Wagon. Jeez.
Yeah.
I feel like an idiot, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Ecto. Yeah. I had the car. But one Christmas, I got the blaster pack. Proton pack.
Oh wow. No way.
So it came with, I think it came with like the Ghost Finder thing with the little spinny. Probably it's probably still at my parents' house. That part anyway. But it had. I mean, this thing was, thinking back now, it was useless. It was basically like a big plastic backpack. Like it felt like it too. Like it was like carrying the Cooper goalie pads on your back. It was so heavy.
It was the future base to the Super Soaker 500.
It was the test run basically. And then it had the proton shooter, which was basically like this cool little, strapped kind of gun. And then it shot out like a pool noodle. It was basically before pool noodles made it big. So it was this big yellow kind of pool noodle that stuck into the little holster. And I'd go around like zapping ghosts and stuff. So like I said, I had a pretty cool childhood. More on the toys because we didn't do as much sports. Like I did I played sports, but sports weren't like my highlight growing up until a little bit later. So I was big into like all the fantasy stuff. So, and go figure, years later, I'm into fantasy stuff again. Football. How the turntables. So yeah. So the proton pack for Ryan.
Proton pack.
Yeah.
I got this for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to get my hands on this, but it was the Road Warrior goalie hockey pad set with matching masks.
Oh yeah.
And it was done in the blue and the red, and it looked just like Patrick Waugh's like all dark Coho set that he had.
The Coho set, yeah.
Oh, and it was so cool. And we played road hockey all summer that year, from start to finish, go in for lunch, go back out, play till 9:00, wake up the next morning, do it all over again for what felt like every single day. And I lived in.
So this is the Coho set or the Road Warrior one?
It was a Road Warrior set, but it looked like the Coho pads with like the blue knees on them. And it was like, it was the good Warrior sets was like a little bit wider, and like the goalie, like the blocker had like a ramp on it, and the catcher's mitt had like a bit of a cheater on it. And then, like I said, the matching mask, right? And
yeah.
you'd go and throw your like starter jacket on, right? And then you'd put a jersey on so you were protected.
Yeah.
Oh man. Like that was the gift for me. So that might even pass Optimus, I think, for my number one. But
oh really?
Yeah, that was oh man. that was the coolest. So I don't know. That's going to be a tough one to beat, but that was one of the all-time kids' Christmas gifts that I got.
Interesting. I did get the Black Ice set one year.
Oh yeah.
I got the full getup of Black Ice, and I can't remember if that was the year, because Black Ice would like change up the look every year. So there was when they brought out the curved pads one year. So
Okay, yeah.
probably similar. So it was like I think they're purple and yellow.
They were starting to mold them a little bit at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, they still had the foam, so eventually they wore down. But yeah, I got the curved set one year, and then I think that was the same year I got the Felix Potvin Coho mask. And I put stickers. I had an Ace of Spades sticker I put on the front, and then I had when I went down to San Diego when I was a kid, we went down to La Jolla, and there was a skate shop. They were renting out longboards. La Jolla. And there was a place that rented out, and it was called Fat Boy Sports. So it had like this fat kid with a baseball hat, and it just said Fat Boy Sports right there. So I had a sticker on the side. And then I also bought at this skate shop because what did Felix Potvin have on the back of his goalie mask?
Oh, Felix the Cat.
Yeah. So there was a skate brand. Remember 26 Red? Does that ring a bell to you at all?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't really a skater.
I was friends with some skaters. Anyway, so I got a Felix the Cat sticker to go on the back. Like I was a huge Felix Potvin fan, and go figure, he came to the Canucks one year, and well, that didn't go so well, but it's still pretty awesome.
26 Red.
26 Red skate brand. I was pretty cool back then.
Went well with your Airwalks.
To go with my Airwalks, yeah, exactly. So you got the Road Warrior goalie set.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't give myself enough time for this. Jeez Louise.
Were you a Nintendo kid back in the day?
You know what?
Power Glove, something like that.
That's right. Okay. I'm gonna throw that in there. That's a good pull. I did get the first Power Glove.
You got a Power Glove? Oh my god.
Yeah, I've shown you.
Man, I can't believe how rich you grew up.
Down
That's
here
amazing.
somewhere. It's probably in the cabinet over there.
What a rich
I got
kid.
the OG Power Glove. Now this thing was so cool to get. Hooked it up on the TV.
Was it actually cool though?
I'm getting there. Hooked it up on the TV, put it all around, hooked this thing up. That's about the extent of how cool the Power Glove was. It sucked.
It was
so
just
bad.
a you didn't know thing, right? And then did you ever do that? Did you ever get a gift from your folks and you just didn't understand? And you said it sucked, and they were just like pissed.
No, we knew it was cool, but we were trying to figure it out. My dad and I, and like, because I think we'd Punch Out, and we were trying to figure out.
We all thought that. Like, I'm gonna destroy Mike Tyson with this glove. I'm only gonna throw right hands.
And it was so bad. Like I ended up having to use the buttons on there's like a pad on the top. I ended up like unplugging and just putting the stupid controller in.
Just have this big hand controller with like a hand sticking out the side. You're just like,
it was.
I remember my friend saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a left-handed Power Glove." Oh man,
that's a waste of time.
It was a neighbor kid. It was a kid who had the Super Soaker 500.
Yeah, the Power Glove though, I will say, to this day still holds up as one of my I'm still thrilled that I got one, because I think it still holds up as a pretty cool nostalgia item. So I was thinking about like getting a shadow box and like framing it in the room here.
That'd be great.
Because it's
a great idea.
Yeah.
You should get a Power Glove tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be the first one I get. The Power Glove.
Why not?
Right on my lower back. Right on my lower back. I'll get it instead of Nintendo. It'll say PP1 podcast.
You're the one that decides where it goes, not me.
But it's not a terrible idea if you got it there.
Mine was mine.
Okay,
mine
last
was,
one.
Oh, Nintendo 3D. No, just joking. That thing sucked. Sega Genesis.
Did you get a Virtual Boy? Did you get a Virtual Boy?
That's what I was talking
about.
Remember
the red Nintendo?
It's so bad.
That was so bad.
It was so bad.
Why is everything red? Because that's how we have to make this.
Why is it all lines?
Yeah.
Stay on target. Sega Genesis. I got a Sega Genesis one year for Christmas. The family did.
That's fun.
And man,
That's
did
fun.
we spend some time playing that thing. That was the first time I got my hands on a copy of an EA NHL game as well. And I think I've probably owned every one since then. It would have been NHL 94. So it had the do you remember the Genesis cartridges? They were a little bit taller, the EA ones, and they had the big yellow stamp in the side. They didn't look like other Sega cartridges. And it was like red on the bottom, white on the top, NHL 94. That was all it said. And that was like the first time you hear those words, EA Sports, right? It's so cool.
It's in the game.
It's in the game. Yeah. So that was pretty formative for me too. So probably the Sega Genesis and NHL
Sega
94.
Genesis for Dad.
Yeah.
Dad gets the Sega Genesis. I can't even spell right now.
Genesi.
So that's a tough one. That's really, really tough. I got
so
a
many
couple
good things.
things
There's
going
like Pogo Ball, Skip It.
Yeah, I always wanted the moon shoes, but I don't want to put that in my top
five. Glowworm,
We talked about that
Rainbow
last
Bright.
Yeah.
Remember those like weird sort of like goblin-y things that were like really soft and they had the weird googly eyes and they were in a cage? Remember those things?
Popples.
No, it wasn't a popple.
I didn't have popples. My sisters had popples. The New Kids. I had a New Kids doll. Danny. I got Danny. That was a good one.
You didn't even get a good one.
He had real hair and a sweatshirt. He was a real boy.
Real boy.
You know what? I'm gonna go off the board because this will be fun, even though
spell?
it's probably not. Speak and spell. Learn how to spell. I will own your soul. I'm gonna go. I'm pretty sure I got this for Christmas. This was such a fun game. It's actually still fun if it's intact. 13 Dead End Drive. Do you remember that game?
No.
It was a
what was that for?
Okay, so it was like a 3D board game, like kind of like Mousetrap.
Oh yeah, no. So I've seen one of these in like almost all of my friends' houses.
Yeah. 13 Dead End Drive. Super fun game. You can like drop, stuff and kill people in the game.
Okay, no, I think I've played this before. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. It's still fun. I had Siege as well, but I got that for my birthday. Siege was a rad game. Shooting a cannon and a crossbow, and you try to like knock down the other guy's tower. Things explode.
Yeah.
Video game systems I couldn't really get onto as presents because we never got one. Like I think we got a Nintendo given to us. Like my uncle bought us one like a couple years after it came out, or the year after Nintendo came out. And then our basement flooded in '96, and I got a PlayStation a month before Christmas. So it was like I went from Nintendo to PlayStation. So I missed out on Sega and Super Nintendo and N6, like all those, because my friends all had those. I just went to their house basically.
Right.
Like when all the cool NHL
just
games were
begging
coming
for
out.
sleepovers.
Oh yeah, all the time. Like I'd go over to watch Ren and Stimpy at my buddy's place, and then we'd like play NHL 95 on his computer because he had a really good computer. So we'd like tag team on NHL till like bedtime. Basically, it was so much fun. But yeah, 13 Dead End Drive. That was a really fun game.
13 Dead End Drive. I remember Ava, my oldest daughter, her big ask for her like first Santa gift was like Mousetrap. I want Mousetrap.
That's a fun game.
That's pretty fun.
That's
13 game. Honorable mention, and one that I didn't put on there that I probably it was in there would have been my set of Ultra Wheel rollerblades, black with the neon orange / red skates, the Wayne Gretzky ones, the beret ones, like those ones. Had a pair of those. They were minty. Felt like I could beat anybody in a race. Very obviously not the case. But yeah, the Ultra Wheels were rad.
Mine was a subwoofer box.
Oh yeah, I think I still have your sub here.
Oh, probably. I had to actually. So the year I was gifted one. This would have been I've been like 18 or whatever. So my dad got me one, and I'd got a ton of presents that year. So he brings it out. It's the last present. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like, thank you so much. My mom's like, take it back. I'm like, what? She goes, "You got too many things. You have to take that back." I'm like, "Are you kidding? I think I got money for it, or I had to pick something." She's like, "No, you didn't need that." Just kind of look like I think it was a year where I think that year I got a ton of stuff, and like it was like,
yeah, but after Christmas, after you open it, no, take it back. You're not. No,
it was on like I just kind of laughed. I'm like,
man.
It wasn't a big deal. Like
your mom's,
she was a hard ass, eh?
She was. I mean, she was probably being fair because my dad probably knew like it probably wasn't something he should have bought in the first place. But I did okay, and then we ended up making one.
Take it back.
We ended up my buddy Jared and I, we made a sub box for me.
Oh yeah, how's he doing?
He's pretty good, man. He's pretty good. Well, I'll let you know off air what he does now, but yeah, he helped me build a sub box. That thing was so airtight. That thing shook my car so hard. Very grateful for
or something like that.
His was he had a Swift as well, a 92. 92. Yeah. With the reverse. Remember, did you ever see when he reversed the tires?
Oh yeah, I saw. I was in that thing for one hop down Dilworth over the train tracks one time and scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to stop doing that because we landed in the other lane one time and there's an oncoming car. So that was the last time we ever did that.
Mm-hmm.
So we learned that our lives weren't worth what we thought was a lot of fun. So so let's recap. Ted, Optimus Prime, Castle Grayskull, Super Soaker 100, because he wasn't cool enough to get even the 200, Road Warrior goalie set, and Sega Genesis, not a Sega Dreamcast, which was also pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
do you have to rank those?
You don't have to rank them.
Yeah. Okay. So the goalie set. The goalie set was number one. Number two would probably be the Genesis. Number three would have been Optimus.
Okay.
Number four would be the Super Soaker, and number five would be Castle Grayskull.
That's pretty good. Good. For me, a Technodrome, the Nerf bow and arrow.
That's number
Proton
one.
Pack, Power Glove. And did I finish after Sega? Oh yeah, I did. I said 13 Dead and Drive. So number one, I think with a bullet for me. Yeah, that would be number 5. Number one, I'm gonna go Technodrome. Number two, I think I'm basically gonna go in order here. Nerf bow and arrow, Proton Pack, the Power Glove, and 13 Dead and Drive. Because really,
that's a good list. That's a fun list.
That's kind of how like the Technodrome still elude me. I follow this guy on Instagram that's like all about Ninja Turtles, so just random stuff, giveaways, this, that, and the other. And he posted like a flyer for Christmas one year, and the Technodrome was like $40. And I'm like, how come I didn't get it then? Like, Mom, like all the stuff I got, and you guys didn't have $40 to spend on me? Come on.
I think you should just go get it now. Like, you're a grown ass man.
I
was telling my wife, I spent my whole childhood getting Levi's orange tabs. Like, I'm gonna go buy myself a pair of red tabs because I'm a grown ass man and I can if I want. So I might do that.
I just buy Costco jeans now.
I just buy elasticy stretchy jeans.
they're just as comfy. I swear, they're just as comfy, and I feel just as cool. So that was fun. I think we're gonna have to top 5. We're gonna have to rename that. So ranked. You lose out, but it's still a pretty cool graphic. I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's good.
Pretty cool graphic. Yeah, the Canucks, they won 2-0 tonight. I crap them regardless. That's what I do. I have to put them realism.
Guy gets a shutout. They win 2-0. Like,
yeah, they could be better.
What a dog shit game.
Yeah, bunch of chimps. Jeez. But that's what I do. I bring some realism to this show. I'm sorry. Jeez. I don't know. We got to get a Two Wolves show going because I feel like we're gonna. I don't know. We got to do one of those. Maybe we'll talk about when Otani signs with the Canucks.
Yeah, sure.
Who knows? Who knows what we're gonna do? This has been a lot of fun, folks. PP1 podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network. DraftKings promo code THPN. Get in on that action. Hey, if you know both, no, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. Any final words from you, Ted? We play each other in fantasy this week. I'm really hoping.
don't freak out if the Canucks continue to go 500 and you feel like you need to shit all over them. It's just 500. Don't forget that they're 8 games above 500. That would be my last words.
Okay.
Oh, why not? Can't you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I just
fair.
assume. Oh, he's likely talking to me. I just assumed my shit went dead again.
Yeah, like you're likely talking to me because I'm the one crapping.
No, I think people are like freaking out in general. Like, God, calm down. Just relax. This team wasn't even supposed to be as good as it is right now. Yeah.
Let's make fun of eggnog.
Yeah, go get hyped for World Juniors. We didn't even talk about the fact that there's going to be 3 Canuck prospects playing for Team Sweden right now, in Elias Pettersson, Tom Willander, and Jonathan Lekaramäki.
Let's cheer for Sweden. Screw Canada.
Yeah, go Sweden.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
On behalf of Ted, I'm Ryan. This is the Power Play 1 podcast in its full name. That's what happens when you're in trouble. The Power Play 1 podcast on Hockey Podcast Network. What?
I had to take my Canadian flag down off my deck. People get the wrong idea about me. For real. Yeah, I don't know.
That's good.
I'm not even being cheeky.
That's good. I love it.
Can't even be
Peace out. Hey, that's